Okay, y'all, today we are talking about INND, Interscope Hearing Technologies Incorporated. You know, FYI, I do own shares in this company. I've owned it for a long time. Um, okay, so they've released another set of financials. They're, coming up to date with all their financial releases with the SEC. And so the last 3 days ago, they released their quarterlies for 20 June of 2020, and now they just released their quarterlies ending September 2020. They're going to be current very soon, in the next few days. What I'm going to be talking about is not the year over year from the quarterly, but the quarterly to the quarterly. So there's some comparisons there that are the reason why the stock is popping today. So, okay, let's get into it. So in June of 2020, they reported, the current assets of 1.17 million. Today it's 1.15. Of September 2020, it's 1.15. But the total assets, is different. In June of 2020, it's 3.4 million. Today it's 4.4 million. And so there's, a pretty significant increase in the assets. And then here's the big thing, you guys, the revenues. So the revenues of June of 2020 was basically 15 grand, a cost of 10 grand on revenue. So they made 4,000 total. Now we have a big pop that happened today. So, or what was released today for September 2020. And this is what I think we're going to be increasingly, or we're going to be seeing over time. So a big increase in revenues from 47 to 47,000. But here's the big thing, you guys. The cost of the revenues was only 4.5 thousand. So 4,500 was the cost of the revenue for the total revenue of 42,000, which is a huge increase in the percentage of the revenues that are retained from, the cost of obtaining those revenues. Those are really good numbers, you guys. And as you see here, they've released kiosks in BJ's Wholesale. That is being completed right now. The kiosk or they've already have items with Walmart, but some of those items have sold out. So that's big news. They're going to be getting them in stock, of course. And now let's go back to the financials again. So they're losing money. Again, their losses, was last quarter or June 2020 was 253,000 in loss. Now, or for the September 2020 has been lowered to 246,000 for the losses. And last year their losses were in the millions, or were over a million. So this is a significant decline in the costs, and a lot of that decline in costs is due to the fact that they're moving to not from a store model to a virtual model, and that's the big attraction, and that's what I think a lot of the investors are interested in with INND, is seeing the basically the model shift to an online model and a kiosk model in stores, instead of having a doctor handle your hearing problems. You just listen to a device, and then that device prescribes the hearing device. So that that model itself is what's going to be very profitable, and that's what the investors are interested in. With the fact that they have increasing revenues and their costs are going through the floor, those are all good numbers, and that's good news for INND. That's why the stock's popping, you guys. The content is for informational purposes only. You should not construe any such information or other material as legal, tax, investment, financial, or other advice. Nothing contained in our site constitutes, or nothing contained on this website constitutes a solicitation, recommendation, endorsement, or offer by me or anyone else to buy or sell any securities or other financial instruments mentioned in here, and in any other jurisdiction in which such solicitation or offer would be unlawful under the securities laws of such jurisdiction.